Hi, this is Rebecca with Homeschooling with a Full Plate. Today I'm going to give you a quick tour of my homeschool room. Now, I've only had this homeschool room for several years. It had been my husband's office. It's a room in our house that had been converted from kind of a den office area. As you can see behind me, I've got nice kind of bright walls, and until a couple years ago when I was able to take over the space and bring everything from our dining room into here, which made our dining room quite a bit more useful. I took down some really awful dark green wallpaper and repainted. So let's get started. So as you can see, I've got a small table in the center of my homeschool room. Truthfully, we kind of actually do our school work throughout the house. I do sometimes use this, well, we use it every day for devotions at the beginning of the school day. And then my younger two, I'll sometimes sit down here together to work on things like math or handwriting, so I can just sit right near both of them and work on things while my older kids are elsewhere in the house working on their work. So as you can see, there's a lot of books in here, a lot of storage. And of course, we've got the computer area and printer. Some of the coursework that my older kids have done have required CD-ROMs or online resources. And this, of course, is space that I use for homeschool reporting and other things that I need to do on the computer. Right here I have bins, and there's one, this sort of a cube storage system I got at Walmart. So each one of these pull-out storage bins, I have one for each of my 4 children. My son is starting at college this year, so I don't know if he's going to use his and keep his materials here, or whether he might prefer to have them up in his bedroom. Now, our house came with these wonderful built-in bookshelves, and so I have these ones kind of organized. I have science books on the bottom and science resources, and pretty much mostly science stuff on the one. I have literature on the other, with everything kind of organized in a way that makes sense to me. A little corner where we keep our instruments. I got some wall hangers. That's kind of fun. It keeps the guitar handy for morning devotions. This cabinet here stores a lot of our craft supplies, which if you have a daughter like my second born, we need lots of craft supplies. And some of my craft supplies in there too. You can see on the one shelf there, the upside down tea kettle thing, that's for a wind chime I'm planning to make. So we have that for craft supplies. We've had this cabinet forever. I mean, it's just about falling apart. If I ever have to take it apart again, it's done. As you can see, I have some of our high school chemistry and biology lab resources kept up here. And then this other shelf is pretty much homeschool curriculum that I'm not using right now. So fortunately, like in the past, I had to keep all the stuff in totes in the basement and in the kids' closets and that type of thing. So now I can keep it all out on a shelf. That way I can see what I have. Makes it easier when people want to borrow things from me. And then I have another bookshelf that has just reading books. There's stuff for the younger kids, that's the easy readers, and some chapter books and such, early chapter books for as they get older. Have like a whole little bin of horse books. Some of the magazines like Ladybug and Cricket that my parents have ordered for the kids over the years, I have organized in pockets. And then this bookshelf has history books, biographies, that type of thing. I've just kind of organized these, kind of a nonfiction shelf, and some Bible resources, mostly nonfiction related to either history or Bible there. And then this last little bookshelf has easy to grab and go reading for my kids as well. There's one shelf for my 12-year-old, one for my 9-year-old, with books that I had out for them to look at for perhaps summer reading and that type of thing. And the bottom left corner is my bin. That's my books, my teacher books, the books that I would be using to perhaps correct the kids' math or work with them on English, that type of thing. Those are all stored in there. And our future fish tank, we still need to go get ourselves a fish or two, but we did get the fish tank cleaned up, and one of our projects in the next week or so is to go get a fish or two to put in there for our entertainment. I hope you enjoyed this tour of my homeschool room. To find more videos like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Homeschooling with a Full Plate.